Okay, it is prepping to live stream. So as soon as we have that, we'll go live. All right. So we are going live. If we can have everyone turn off their video, please, and I will go live. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to Canada Connect Virtual Fair, September 2025. My name is Saurabh and I'll be your host for today. Um, we are so excited to have you join us for this webinar. This is a webinar we do every few months, and we love having all the students answering their questions. The amazing thing about this webinar is you will get to meet uh, the school representatives uh, like directly. You will be able to ask them questions. They will have tons of amazing information to share with you. I am so excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. We will get started by asking you a couple of questions, if that's okay. Hello, hello. I see so many chats from everyone who's here. We are so excited. What I'd love to know with students, we have a couple of hundred students already, and I think more are joining. Let's get started by telling our school representatives, panelists here, which country slash city you are from. So if you're from Lagos, Nigeria, you say Lagos, Nigeria. Put that in the chat. Let's see all the diversity that's here. Let's see all the countries that are represented here. Okay, I see Accra, Ghana, Lagos, Nigeria, Kumasi, Ghana, Cape Coast, Tamale, Cameroon. Wow, it's going too fast. Freetown, Sierra Leone, Kumasi, Ghana. Wow, okay. It's going so fast I can't even read it. Amazing. Amazing. I see Nigeria, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Port Harcourt, I see. Amazing. Ibadan. Yay. Awesome. Cameroon. Whoa. Liberia. Amazing diversity we have on this webinar. Tremendous, tremendous, tremendous. You guys, I'm so excited. Alrighty, alrighty. Let's get into it. So here is what we are going to do today. We are going to have we are going to have institutions talk to you and give you their perspective, talk about their institutions a little bit briefly. We have many institutions who are going to be talking to you. They're all diverse institutions with different programs, different locations in Canada. One thing is common, they're all top rated Canadian public institutions. They're going to talk to you, they're going to give you their information. And the thing about talking to institutions is they'll tell you as is. They are invested in your success. Institutions don't want you to just come to Canada or come to their institution. They want you to come to their institution and be successful. They're invested in your success. So if you're not prepared academically or financially, they'll tell you you are not prepared right now. They'll tell you as is, unlike other people who might be telling you, no, no, you can do this even if you're not prepared. But if you can be prepared, they'll also help you get prepared for your success in Canada. That's what's so amazing about talking to institutions. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to have the institution introductions. Each institution is going to talk to you for a few minutes, give you the highlights of their institution. Very importantly, after that, we're going to have a Q&A. So Q&A will give you an opportunity to ask questions. So you see the Q&A button. Hold off on writing your questions right now. Listen to the institutions a little bit. Then if you have questions, please put your questions in the Q&A, because what we're going to do is, for a long time, we're just going to pose your questions to the institutions, and they are going to try and answer those questions as well. They'll give you their perspective. Sometimes there'll be a couple of institutions answering the same question. So they'll talk to you about what they feel is the right answer or how you can approach those things. So they're going to talk to you about that. Then you're going to have a chance to win prizes. So what we're going to do is, based on the institution introductions, institutions that are there, who are talking to you, I have questions about each institution in a quiz that we're going to post to you. And people who answer it correctly, there'll be many people, we will have three eventual winners, and then we're going to have gift cards for them. And we're going to have you share your details after in the webinar after that. But you can win gift cards if you're paying attention to the institution presentation. And then, very importantly, we're going to have visa guidance, where we're going to talk about the like Visa 101. We're going to talk about payments as well. We're going to talk about all that in our visa guidance section. And then, very importantly, we are going to give you a chance for a one-on-one counseling with with our team, with the institutions. So we're going to give you a form, and then if you want a one-on-one counseling, one-on-one interaction, absolutely, we'll get that scheduled as well for you, but we'll share that form a little later during the webinar. All right. I hope you're pumped. I am super pumped. I am really looking forward to this. A couple of things that I just want to say is, listen to your question, listen to the presentations before putting in your questions, right? Because many times you'll just put in your question and then you'll later realize, oh yeah, the institution already answered this question. But pay attention to the institution presentation, and then pay attention to the payment and visa guidance presentation, as I said, because that is so important for all of you. Alrighty, before without further ado, what we'll do is we'll get started. We have more than 200 students already on the webinar. Let's get started. We will get started by welcoming Douglas College to share their thoughts. And to all the panelists, just know that I will be controlling the slide deck. So you can just say next if you want me to move on to the next slide. All righty.
Thank you
Hi,
so much.
Aminat.
Thank you for having us today. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are in the world. My name is Aminat, like you mentioned. I'm the representative for Douglas College. Douglas College is a public institution located in Metro
Aminat.
Vancouver.
Hi,
Yes, sir.
Aminat. Are you able to start your video at all?
Oh, yes, sure, sure. Uh, yes. Can you see me, please?
Aminat, your voice is very muffled. So I don't know. Earlier it was okay, but now I feel like it's a little muffled.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, way better,
Oh,
Aminat.
huh. Okay, good, good, good. Hi, everybody. I said good morning, good afternoon, good evening from everywhere you're coming from today. My name is Aminat, like you mentioned. I'm the representative for Douglas College. Douglas College is a public institution located in Metro Vancouver. So we're located right in the heart of Metro Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. So we are in the third largest city in Canada. Please, the next slide. So we are one of the top 10 colleges in Vancouver, and our motto is do what you love and be good at it. And this is because we always employ our students to do what they really like, and so they are good at it. A college is we combine the academic knowledge of a university with the practical skills of a college, helping students to get employment and also for anybody that wants to go into further studies in Canada. Next slide, please. Also, we're located in the westernmost part of Canada, like I mentioned before. We're located in British Columbia. We have the best weather in Canada. So coming from this part of Africa, where we are in the very hot region, and you like to go to somewhere like Canada, like people consider very cold, I would say Vancouver has the best weather. So it would be very easy for you to. Please, can you hear me properly? Because I'm saying something in the chat, like you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, sometimes the volume is good, but sometimes it gets like really muffled. I'll say that. But for most time, it is okay as far as I can hear. It's doing
Sorry,
okay.
I will just do away with that. So at least you can get me properly to the end of
The
the.
voice is way better now, Aminath. Voice is way better.
Okay. So Vancouver is also consistently ranked in the world top 5 most livable cities. Is also ranked the top 2 most beautiful city in the world. It's a very safe, diverse, multiculturally welcoming area. Like people say, Canadians are the most friendly, most polite people. So yes, it is. Vancouver has a strong economy and has a wide range of industries from tech to finance. It doesn't stop at that. We have the largest seaport in Canada, which means that anybody interested in the tourism, transportation, logistics, supply chain, it's a very good market for you. So fun facts about Douglas College, we have over 25 total students on campus. And the students are from about 3,800 we have about 3,800 international students from over 90 nationalities, and we do have scholarship options. I know this is something people from this part of the world are very interested in. We have scholarship fundings available, over 100,000 Canadian dollars available to students every year. We have the merit-based discount, which is 2,000, and we have a regional scholarship of about 4,000 Canadian dollars off the fees. So we have 2,000 merit-based. This is based on your results. So if you have can you slow beat? Okay, we have 2,000 merit-based discount. This is based on your grade. So if you have very good results for high school students going into the college, so for any undergraduate programs, we have 2,000 if you have a minimum of A's and B's. So distinctions and merit. And then we have 2,500 Canadian dollars, which is the regional scholarship that you'd have to apply for after you get a offer from us. So the good thing about our scholarship is they can be combined. We unfortunately do not have fully funded scholarship, but you can combine these two scholarships. So you can combine 2,000 and 2,500, which makes 4,500 Canadian dollars off your fees. So one good thing about 5 top differences between studying at Douglas College and other institution is. Okay, I'm speaking too fast. I'm very sorry. We have very diverse programs. We have over 100 practical and applied options to choose from. For undergraduate programs, we have certificates, diplomas, associate degrees, and then bachelor's degree. And at postgraduate level, that's for students that already have their bachelor's degree. We have postgraduate diploma programs. That's post-degree diploma programs and post-baccalaureate diplomas. For post-degree is for 1 year and post-baccalaureate for 2 years. You get return on investment. Return on investment, this is because we have a very affordable tuition fee. Tuition fee is 19,485 Canadian dollars per year. And the good thing is you don't have to pay your fees at once. We have a deposit fee of about 9,500, and the rest of the fees you pay after you get to Canada. We have very small classroom sizes. So typically in a class, the highest you see is 35 students. We have some classroom that will take just 10 to 25 students in a class. So you have an high interactions with professors. So this way, we offer, I would say we offer the academic rigor of a normal university, but with a very supportive environment of a college. So this helps students settle in faster, just giving them more attention and personalized approach to learning. We also have career opportunities. So something like co-op option, cooperative education, something like internship in this part of the world. This would help support you to get employment after you graduate. And also we have pathway. Okay, I'm gonna relax again. Pathway to universities. I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. Pathway to universities, students are able to transfer their credit from our college to university of choice. For example, if a student wants to study, please move to the next slide. If a student wants to study an associate degree or diploma program with us, they will do 2 years at Douglas College and 2 years at the university. So if you look at the diploma and associate degree programs, these are all the programs that we offer international students. With any of these programs, you can decide to transfer your credits to a university of choice in Canada. We have partner institutions that we work with. So we partner with the University of British Columbia, University of Toronto, Simon Fraser University, but you don't have to transfer to this university. You can decide to transfer your credits to any other university in Canada. And you do 2 years at Douglas College and you transfer to third year. So you're not starting at fresh, you're starting at third year, do third year, fourth year, and you still graduate with the same qualification that everybody that started at, maybe, for example, the University of British Columbia started. So this costs you the cost for the first 2 years. It's a win-win. And you speak a bit. Okay. It's a win-win situation for anybody that would like to do our diploma or associate degree programs. This is because it costs you the cost for the first 2 years. You get industry work experience, as most of our diploma or associate programs has co-op option embedded in them. So it's easier for you to get job opportunities upon completion. And also it gives you this one-on-one interaction with your professor because we have small classroom sizes. So personalized learning approach. We have certificate programs which are for 1 year, and we have the bachelor's degree, which is for 5 years. So you can look through all this. These are the programs that we offer international students. So our most sought after programs will be nursing, health-related programs, computing, engineering, economics, early childhood education. Next slide, please. And our postgraduate diploma programs, that's for people that already have a bachelor's degree and are looking at doing a postgraduate program. They can decide to do our post-degree diploma program, which is for 1 year, or decide to do the 2 years post-baccalaureate diploma program. To be honest, the difference for these two is just the length. So you can decide to take any of this program: accounting, business, marketing, project management, professional communication, data analytics, and at post-baccalaureate level, you can do accounting, advanced human resources. I'll be providing the link for this program in the chat box, and I'm sure Student Direct will be able to let you know the programs that we offer at any of these intakes. We have 3 intakes in a year. We have September, January, and May. These are the intakes that we offer. So fall, winter, and summer. These are the programs. These are the intakes that we have in every year. Not all programs are open for the 3 intakes. So we have some programs that are open for September and January, and we have some that are open for just September. But Student Direct will be able to assist you with the programs that are open for every intake. Next slide, please. Our admission requirements, I'll say they are the simplest or easiest in the whole of Canada. And this is because there are some documents that we do not require. So for you to apply for our undergraduate program, all you need to provide would be the data page of your international passport and your high school results. Final high school results would be, we take year 11, year 12, and year 13. It can be A levels, high GCSEs, WAEC results, KCSE, depending on what part of the world you have. So any year 11 or year 12 results will take that. That will be for undergraduate programs. And for postgraduate diploma programs, all you need to provide will be your data page of international passports, the high school result, and your post-secondary. So post-secondary will be your bachelor's result. So bachelor's degree certificate or statement of result if you don't have degree certificate yet, and your transcript. For English requirements, because some part of Africa is an English-speaking country, I'll be sharing the countries that we take in the chat box. So you might not require to submit an English proficiency result. All you need to provide would be your final high school result with a minimum of C, with a minimum of credit, 60% and above in English. Otherwise, if you don't meet any of these requirements, that's the high school result, you need to provide any of this English proficiency test results. So we'll take IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, and then our pathway programs. So this would be all from my end today. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, I will be in the chat box to reply you, or you can just maybe at the end of the section you can ask anything regarding the college. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amina. Thank you for the time you're taking. I know you're doing an event and you're at the side of it, you're doing this as well. Thank you so much. So appreciate it. I hope everyone got a preview of the wonderful college that Douglas College is from beautiful British Columbia. We will now go to Confederation College. Sally, I know you had some trouble signing in, just confirming that you are here. Okay. Sally just confirming that. Hey, fantastic. Hi, Sally. Can you try
I,
unmuting yourself?
hi. Yes, yes. Hi.
Hello,
Sorry.
welcome. Not at all.
Thank you very
You're
much.
right on. You're right on time. This is
I
exactly the
mean,
point. Yeah.
I was just asking Lydia when I'm speaking because I
Yeah.
thought my time would have gone by.
No, not at
Um,
all. Not if that would have happened, we would have just come back to you. Don't worry about that
yeah,
at all, Sally. Welcome. We have more than 300 students, Sally, who are in the
lovely,
webinar right now. They are so excited,
lovely.
so pumped to find out more about Confederation College.
Yeah.
Please give our audience a preview. I will control the slides. I hope you're able to see the slides. Let me know
Um,
when you want me to move to the next slide. Are you able to see the slides?
okay, yeah, so I can see the slides.
Lovely, lovely.
Hmm,
All right, over
okay.
to you, Sally.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sally Atligo, and I represent Confederation College. Confederation College is located in Ontario in the Thunder Bay area. Um, we offer postgraduate diploma programs and diploma programs to our students who are interested in coming. So the next slide will show um, why you should go to Confederation College. We have postgraduate diploma programs, and after which you can apply for your postgraduate work permit. Our high employment rate is one of the attractions to come to Confederation College. um, the Thunder Bay area is really affordable. It's in Ontario, but it's a really affordable city. We know that students are looking for how to save some money. So studying in Thunder Bay is really affordable, and then you're still getting quality education. Um, Yes, so our student support services, our International Education Center helps, international students when they come around. If you want to, you want to apply to extend your programs, you have questions. We have an excellent student support team that is always available to help our international students coming in. Now the RNIP program, which has now been changed to the RCIP. So the RNIP is the rural Northern Immigrations Pilot Program, which is now replaced with Rural Community Immigration Program. So it's pretty much the same thing. Same thing. So this is to encourage international students, foreigners to settle in Thunder Bay. And one of the benefits is you get work placement, and it's a great way to after your program, if you have been placed in an um, you've gotten a job and you're placed in a proper registered work environment, you can qualify to apply for um, the permanent residence. So it's a pathway to getting the permanent residence, pretty fast. So these are some of the benefits we have. Um, we offer like a small class size learning experience. So you're not worried that when you get into your college, or if you get into school, you get lost in the crowd. So that gives you the opportunity to interact with your tutors and get more personal learning experience. The next slide, please. Yeah, so these are some of the programs we offer. We offer the bachelor's, we offer a nursing program, a bachelor's in nursing program. We have, oh, this, I don't know, this is really small. I can't see it from my, from here. Okay, let me just open. So we have over close to 60 programs that our students can study with us at Confederation College. We have ICT programs. We have, like I mentioned, the bachelor's in nursing programs. we have we have some engineering programs we've just introduced, that has been introduced into our 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 curriculum or list of programs.
Oh,
We
sorry to
have
interrupt, Sally. But uh, Beryl, can I? Oh yeah, okay. She read it already. That's okay. Sorry to interrupt,
Oh, okay, okay,
Sally.
okay. Sorry about that. Yes, so we have a wide range of programs for diploma programs, and then postgraduate diploma programs. Um, yeah, is there any other slide after this?
No, this is the last slide, Sally.
Yes, so I can answer more personalized questions after the presentation. Our application fee is 125 Canadian dollars. The initial deposit required is 2,500 Canadian dollars. We have some scholarships, entry-based scholarships, and some merit-based scholarships. So you can get up to 2,500 Canadian dollars from your tuition, off your tuition. Our tuition ranges from 17,000 Canadian dollars to about 25,000 Canadian dollars. The 25,000 Canadian dollars is for the Bachelor in Nursing program. So, yeah, so I'll be looking forward to answering, your questions after this presentation. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Sally. Thank you. Yes. So after all the presentations, there'll be a long Q&A. So if you can,
Yeah,
please stay back for that, and students would have, I'm sure, would have many, many questions for you. Thank you so much,
yeah.
Sally.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All righty. All righty. Next up, we're going to have Saurabh from Northwest College. Hi, Saurabh. Good
Hello,
morning,
Saurabh.
where you are. Welcome. And over to you, Saurabh.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and good morning and good evening from where you're joining, and thank you for joining this session. So again, I'm representing Northwest College here. So Northwest College is a public funded community college, and as a public funded community college, we are committed to provide accessible education to prepare students for the real world. At our college and many other colleges you're listening today, focus on competency-based learning models that allow students to progress in their own pace by demonstrating mastering of the clear skills and outcomes rather than just spending time in the class. And also, we focus a lot on applied learning for students so they can gain some practical hands on experience with real world demands. We also work with our program advisory committees, which are composed of employers and industry professionals to provide valuable input to keep our curriculum relevant to the current and future workforce needs. So that's just a quick overview of the community colleges like us, what we do. We'll go to the next slide and we'll tell you where we are located. So we are located in Edmonton. So you can see here title study in Alberta's capital city, Edmonton. We are located in the province of Alberta, which is one of the western provinces. And it's also a very resource based province. Alberta is the province which produces pretty much around 90% of Canada's oil, 60% of natural gas, and it has many other natural resources. And Edmonton is the capital city. And Edmonton is a big city. It's the fifth largest city in Canada, roughly around 1.5 million people. It's very diverse. And the population of the city of Edmonton, like 40% of the people are people who are not born in Canada, a lot of immigrants from different parts of the world. So there are a lot of people from Africa, from Asia, from Eastern Europe, from Latin America who call Edmonton their home. And our campus is located in the downtown main campus. And then we have a regional campus as well. But we're going to focus mainly on our downtown campus that where you will be coming and you'll be studying. We'll go to the next slide. We'll talk a little bit about our history, Northwest College. So Northwest College, as I mentioned before, is a public funded community college. We are the only public funded community college in the city of Edmonton. So that's why we are called Edmonton's Community College. We are considered one of the largest public funded community college in the province of Alberta. We serve roughly between 18,000 learners, roughly around that. We also serve roughly around 3,000 international students, and they come from different countries. We have students who study with us who are from 84 different nationalities. 77 languages are spoken on campus, and also even a domestic student population, very diverse. We also have a lot of indigenous students who also study at our college. And Northwest College was established roughly around 1965. So it's been roughly 60 years this year that we've been established. So we've been established for a long time. So we'll go to the next slide. So what's so unique about Northwest College? So as I mentioned before in the starting introduction, that most of the community colleges like us heavily focus on competency-based learning. So again, this is probably a heavy jargon word, but to just simplify that word, what is competency-based learning? What it means is that a lot of the colleges like us focus on skill development. So that's why we offer programs which are very skill oriented, which are workforce relevant. And that's what our main focus is. I mentioned before, you see the first bullet point, we're very diverse. And Norcus College also heavily focus on student success. So we have a lot of great student support services. We have free tutoring. Like, for example, if you go to a classroom, you don't understand your teacher, and you said, okay, well, who should I ask for help? Yeah, we have a free tutoring where a professor can give you one-on-one tutoring in the library. So you get that. There's writing support. So there's a lot of support. We also have a career support center who help you in your resume writing, your interview skills. We also do career fairs in the college. And then we do have career coaches. You can go and talk to them regarding off-campus employment when you're studying with us, and probably post-grad employment opportunities once you graduate. We also have various networking and mentoring opportunities. So when you come to us, we have a lot of mentors that you can talk to. They are senior students because, you sometimes learn from others people's success. So you can talk to the seniors and they will say, well, this is what I did, and probably this could help you in the future. And then also we help you to build your personality, your leadership. So we have a lot of great volunteer programs. So it's not just about education. So there's way more than education, because we're building your whole personality. We're building those kind of skills which employers are looking for, because a lot of employers are looking for both soft skills and hard skills. So hard skills you learn in the class, and soft skills we help you to learn through this leadership program, volunteer program. And the most important thing, a lot of students come to study with us is like employment outcome. Like, what is the employment outcome? So we have a great employment outcome. So 95% of our students are able to find job within 6 months of graduation. And then, of course, a lot of the graduation are rate higher, I would say, is probably due to the applied learning. So all our programs, 100% of the programs that you do with us have applied learning. So you are will not be just sitting in class and listening to your professor, but you'll be actually going in the field and working. We call it at our college graduate with experience. So you will graduate with some tangible experience, which is something that employers value the most. In the next slide, I'm going to show you quickly the picture of our campus. So again, you can see this is, again, there are two buildings in the front, there are one building in the back, and there are two admin buildings. And then Norcus is also growing. So we are going to build another big 11-story building in the front. So again, Norcus is growing, and you can see we are surrounded by a lot of high rises. So what programs we offer? So we offer programs in the field of STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, maths. We offer healthcare, education. So these aligns with the priority occupations that have been identified by IRCC. There are 6 priority skills, but we mainly focus on healthcare, education, and STEM. And Northwest is known a lot about their healthcare programs, education, and STEM. I'll give you a very quick overview. Of the programs, maybe that what programs that we offer. So we offer, we at Northwest, we have Canada's largest nursing program. So if you are start looking, okay, I want to become a nurse, a registered nurse, well, I would say Northwest is one of the best institutions for the nursing program. We have 2 nursing programs, one for high school grad, one for those students who've already done their bachelor's in health science and want to excel in nursing. We also have a great program in pharmacy technician. We have a great program in healthcare aid. We also have a program if you you want to go into therapy, like interdisciplinary therapy, which is occupational physiotherapy, speech therapy, recreation therapy. And then if you want to go into counseling, we have programs like mental health recovery, addiction recovery. If you are really passionate about education, then you can take a program called early learning and childcare. If you want to go into the field of disability, that's another great program that we have. If you want to work with people with special needs, educational assistant, we have child and youth care. And then in STEM, we are right now, because Edmonton is hub to the AI industry of Canada. So we have a program which aligns with that, which is like artificial intelligence, machine learning. We also have programs in environmental science. If you're passionate to work in environmental science, we have program like sustainability coordinator, environmental technician. And then if you are more into designing side, we have digital design. We have a program in new media, communication, and technology. We have a program in digital marketing. So there's a lot of options there. Again, of course, we don't have that much time to go over. And then last but not least, we do have scholarship options as well, but they're all merit based. And so you can definitely apply for that. And then, of course, we have the list of programs that we have here for winter intake. You can see all the programs here and the tuition fee beside it. So you can see all the program list here. Again, in terms of the admission, we'll go to probably the next slide quickly and see the admission requirements. So again, we have the academic requirement, English language proficiency requirement. But again, we'll go to the next slide, and we'll talk about the academic requirement. So if you're applying for a certificate or diploma program, then you can definitely, we need to just see your high school marks. If you're applying for a post diploma programs, we just need to see your marks in your degree. And then if you are coming from a lot of the African countries, I see in the chat you're coming from Ghana, Cameroon, or Nigeria. So a lot of these countries, we waive English language requirements. And you don't have to write any exams like IELTS, because the second requirement is the English language proficiency requirement. So that is waived for the students who are coming from this country. Cameroon is a little bit unique country because it's a bilingual country. So for the students coming from Cameroon, if you have studied in the English system or your medium of instruction has been English, then yeah, we can waive the English language proficiency requirement for you. Um, so that's a quick overview about the college. I know we have a lot of slides here, but I'm being mindful of time. So I'll probably stop it here, and then yeah, these are the language requirements. And then again, there's a lot of information. I'm here in the chat. So if you have any question regarding scholarship, regarding the programs, regarding the admission requirement, and again, we always promote our Instagram page. So I know a lot of you are on Instagram, so please follow us on Northwest International if you want to know all the fun stuff that is happening at Northwest College. So thank you again for this opportunity, and I'll give it back to Sora.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Saurabh. Thank you for that very informative presentation to our students. You were talking about the new building that's coming up. I was just speaking yesterday with someone who just visited Northwest College this summer and was telling me about how they're growing with all the new buildings coming up. That is so good to hear. Thank you
Thank you.
for that overview, Saurabh. I know there'll be lots of questions from students, and we'll connect again in the Q&A. Thank you, Saurabh. Awesome. So I am just going to go to the next one. So next up is Cambridge College. Just a couple of pointers again. Some students have asked for contact details. So that'll all be shared, of course. But I just want to reiterate what we're going to do, because a lot of students, we have more than 325 students now in this webinar. I'll reshare what I shared at the start. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the presentations by the institutions. I'm calling these introductions because they're quick introductions of the institutions. We're going to have a Q&A. So your questions after you've listened to the presentations, if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A, and the institutions will answer many of those questions. We're going to have a quiz as well, where you can win gift cards based on the presentations that the institutions are delivering. And very importantly, after that, we're going to have a visa guidance seminar, where we're going to talk about visa guidance, how the fee payments work, things like that. And very importantly, if you want to talk one-on-one with the institutions, we will have a visa counseling, we'll have a one-on-one counseling form that you can fill up. We'll give you the links a little later because first, right, we want you to be focused on listening to the institutions. We'll give you the link later and then you can fill that up and one of us will connect with you individually. I'll get you all the information, all the guidance that you need for 2026 intakes. All right. With that, Kennedy, are you here? I know Kennedy was having a little bit of network trouble, but just confirming if Kennedy, you're here.
Uh, I, yes,
Kennedy, your voice is patchy.
can you hear me by any chance?
Yes, now we can hear you way better.
Hi, sir.
Hi. We can't see you though, Kennedy. Yes, now we can.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm on trip and it's raining heavily.
Oh, okay, okay.
Good. Okay. Thank you, sir. Although it's raining heavily, I may have, if you could kindly let me go last. Yeah, I'm struggling to quite.
Okay, so Kennedy, you want to go later? Is that it? Yeah, no worries. Okay, all righty, no problem. With that, we will have Ola from Centennial College. Hi, Ola, are you here? Yeah, fantastic. Let's check your audio, Ola.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
All right, awesome.
All right, over to you, Lola.
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. So I'll just run through a quick introduction of who we are at Centennial College and why you should choose us if you plan to study in Canada. Centennial College is located in Ontario and in Toronto, pardon me. And one of the things that we are known for is that we are number one. We've been known as number one in graduate employability rate. I'm sure that's what a lot of international students are looking to learn more about. Now, one key thing that you need to know about us at Centennial College is that all of our programs are quite practical and hands-on learning. So we practice a lot of hands-on learning for our students that allows them or prepares them for the career world in Canada. Now, we have quite a lot of programs. We have diploma programs, certificate programs. We have graduate certificate programs. We have advanced diploma program and fast-track programs. And all of these programs are categorized in the health field, engineering field, electrical engineering field, also in the tech field. And if you can agree with me, those are the courses that are actually appealing to a lot of international students. So programs like practical nursing, personal support worker, addiction and mental health worker, and then programs like software engineering with a focus on artificial intelligence, electrical engineering, trade programs that are all PGWP aligned. Now, programs that are PGWP aligned are programs that are, majorly in the career and are in the job related field or needed field in Canada. All of our program, majority, at least 80% of our programs have co-op opportunity, which means that when students can also, sort of have field learning while they have classroom learning. So we are more field learning based to ensure that by the time the students are done with their program, either 1 year or 2 year program, or even the 4-year programs, they are ready to work in Canada. In 2023, we were known for number one in graduate employment, which means that at least 80% of our graduates get employed within 6 months. That's how practical our classes are. We ensure that you're ready to work when you're done with your study in Canada. Please, next slide. We have over 400 programs that are PGWP aligned, and we have 3 intakes. We have the January intake, which is currently open. We have the summer intake, which is May, and we also have the fall intake, which is in September. Currently, we also, one of the, I would say that this is one very key selling point for us in terms of our tuition deposit. We are very, very, we have a very low tuition deposit, which is 2,000 Canadian dollars. You get the 2,000 Canadian dollars and we issue you your PAL within 5 days. We also boast of treating our students or prospective students as rock stars, because we believe that you want to be able to transition and ensure that the process is quite seamless, and we offer you admission within 5 days. Now, what are the documents that you are required to start your application process with us? For our diploma and our certificates, or even our advanced diploma programs, we require you to have your grade 12, which for Nigerians would be your WAEC and your NECO, for Ghanaians it would be your WAEC, and for Cameroonians and maybe for other African countries that are here today, it would be your grade 12. That's the certificate that signals the end of your secondary school or your 6th year in high school. And then we also require you to provide your international passport. And those are major two documents that require, and your scratch card for countries that use WAEC or NECO. Our minimum required grade is C5 in English and Maths, but even if students do not meet that requirement, we are pretty flexible, as we offer free internal tests for students to make up, because we really know that you need the ease of being able to transition. So we try to make the process as seamless as possible. Currently, we have an entrance scholarship towards our winter intake of up to 5,000 Canadian dollars. Up to 5,000 Canadian dollars, depending on the length of your study. So if you're going for a 1-year program, you're getting 2,000 Canadian dollars, and you do not need to do anything. You just need to get offered a space in our winter intake, and you qualify to get at least 2,000 Canadian dollars. Our program lengths actually vary. We have the 1-year program, which is our certificate program and graduate certificate program. For our graduate level certificate program, all you require is your bachelor's degree. The minimum we accept is a second-class lower degree, or HND. Yes, we do accept HND for students within Nigeria. However, the minimum we accept for HND for our graduate program is your upper credits. We do not require so many documentation. We don't ask you to bring recommendation or all of those. What we require you to provide for graduate level is your transcript, your certificate, your international passport, and your CV. I mean, we just try to make the process as seamless as possible for international students. I mean, I'm here if you have any more questions. I'm happy to answer as many questions as possible via the chat or via the sessions that we have. Thank you.
Ola, the number one theme I take away from that is student first, right? And that's such an important theme that you were talking about. Really excited for students to ask all the questions in the chat. And I know the students will have a lot of questions. Thank you so much, Ola, for that overview.
Thank you for having me.
All righty, Beryl. Hello, are you here? Yeah, I see you. Yeah, fantastic. Beryl, can you unmute yourself? Yeah.
All right. Hi, Sirab and
Hi,
everyone. Can
Beryl.
you hear me, please?
Yes,
All
loud
right.
and clear, Beryl. Fantastic.
All right.
I also want to give you a shout out. I know you're also in middle of events and still making time for this. We love it. Thank you so much, Beryl, for showing up for students. Over to you.
Thank you. I hope you can hear me clearly. And in case you hear some background noise, please just bear with me. All right. So I'll take you through what we offer at Fleming College. So next slide, please. We can play the introductory video, if that's okay. The sound is not playing, so maybe we can just move on to the next slide in that case. So Fleming College, our slogan is you're flaming your future, because we walk the journey with you from the moment you join us as a student until you become an alumni, and even afterwards, because we have an alumni network. So Fleming College is located in Ontario, Canada. As you can see on the map, we have 3 campuses. Our main campus, the Sutherland campus, is located in Peterborough. It's 1.5 hours drive from Toronto. Then our second campus, the Frost campus, is located in a small town known as Lindsay. And last but not least is our Haliburton campus, School of Arts, located in the beautiful hills of Haliburton. We have more than 110 full-time programs and more than 6,500 full-time students, a third of which happen to be international students. In terms of programs, we offer programs at certificate, diploma, advanced diploma, and postgraduate level. So I'll go further into the details of the minimum admission requirements later. Next slide, please. All right, so like I said, we are home away from home. We are located in small, diverse urban centers that still give you an opportunity to interact with nature. We normally have 3 intakes in a year: January, May, and September. Our application fee is usually 100 Canadian dollars, but we do have application waivers for students based on the specific program that you are applying for. Our tuition deposit is 2,300 Canadian dollars that you're expected to pay once you get your conditional offer. Our turnaround time for processing applications is 24 to 72 hours. So the minimum admission requirements, if you're applying for our certificates, diploma or advanced diploma programs, you just require an equivalent of your high school qualification, and you need to have an average grade of 50% and above for most programs. But of course, different programs have different specific requirements. So that's just the general requirement. For example, if you're coming for our nursing program, then you will need an average of 65% and above, and at least 2 sciences. Then for postgraduate programs, we accept both students who have bachelor's and diploma. So if you're applying with your bachelor's, you must have second lower division and above. And if you're applying with your diploma, then you need to have an upper credit qualification. We do offer programs that are eligible for postgraduate work permit. We have programs in the field of health and wellness like nursing, pharmacy, and personal support worker. That is also known as caregiving. We also have programs in the field of business and IT like AI and computer engineering. Then we have trade and technology programs. Here we have very unique programs like blasting techniques and resource drilling technician. Then we do have, so all of the 4 faculties are offered at our main campus, which is the Sutherland campus. Then for environmental and natural resource science programs like agriculture and forestry technician, these programs are offered at our Frost campus, School of Environment. Then last but not least is art and design. These programs are offered at our Haliburton campus, where we have programs like graphic design. Another interesting about us is our programs also act as foundation programs or education pathways. So we've partnered with different colleges and institutes of technology and universities in Ontario, across Canada, and even globally. I'll give you an example. You can take our diploma in practical nursing and then transition to bachelor's if you have a score of 75% and above. We also do have pre-health science pathway to diplomas and advanced diplomas if you're looking at joining med school. So you can take our pre-health program first before you join med school. So next slide, please. As I discussed, why Fleming is the best college you should join in Ontario. One, we offer practical education. So we offer very unique programs that you may not find anywhere else in the world. I'll give an example. Our resource drilling technician program, we're the only ones offering that in North America. So this program will allow you to join the work field in the field of oil or mining or gas. So currently we have a scholarship of up to 4,000 Canadian dollars for any student who applies for this program. As long as you apply for the program, the scholarship of 4,000 Canadian dollars will automatically be awarded to you. So our programs are very skill-based. For those who visited Fleming, you realize that we've invested heavily on the resources to make sure that students gain the skills that they need for employability. Then we have very expert faculty supporting you. Our faculty double up as your mentors. They walk the journey with you. They share with you available career opportunities. And then we have a very supportive community. Fleming is a small college, so your colleagues will know you by name, your lecturers will know you by name. You are able to get time, extra time to talk to your lecturer if you need their support, and you're able to make very meaningful connections because it is a small, neat community. Another thing is affordability. Our tuition fee is very affordable. It ranges from around 8,500 Canadian dollars all the way to 12,000 Canadian dollars per semester. And this is inclusive of health cover. And this cover also has a dental cover in it. That's just amazing. Another thing is it also includes guidance and counseling services. So we walk the journey with the young ones. We know moving from Africa to Canada, there are some changes. You might experience culture shock depending on the intake that you join. If it's winter, the weather might be quite cold during the harsh winters. So we understand this, and this is why we came up with the Africa Vibrations, which is a group that African students come together and they're able to share their challenges with the counselor and they're supported. This is a free service. Next slide, please. So we do have scholarship opportunities for African students. I had mentioned we have some that are tied to specific programs, like the current one for 4,000 Canadian dollars for the resource drilling technician program. Then we have one specifically meant for African students. So this is the Africa Academic Excellence Entry Scholarship. It is worth 1,250 Canadian dollars, and it is awarded to all our students, whether you're joining at undergrad level or postgraduate level. The only requirement is you need to have a GPA of 85% and above to benefit from this scholarship. We also have other scholarships that students can benefit from when they're already enrolled with us. An example is the Global Merit Scholarship. This is 500 Canadian dollars that is automatically deducted from your tuition fee if you have a score of 3.6 and above in the previous semester. So we also have several scholarships, but to benefit, you have to be a student with us first. We do have accommodation at all of our campuses, and our accommodation goes for 4,238 Canadian dollars a semester. If you want to live outside campus, we still support you. We share available accommodation options nearby so that our students don't have to commute for long to campus. We also have an alumni network, so we take pride in the success of our Fleming graduates, and some of our alumni are actually working at Fleming, rather they've been employed with Fleming. An example is the regional manager for our Asian market is a former graduate of Fleming College. Yes, so that will mark the end of my presentation. Thank you, Sirap, and thank you everyone for taking time to join this wonderful session.
Thank you so much, Beryl, for that quick overview. Amazing, amazing. What we'll do next is, and I know lots of students will have questions. I already see questions being put in into the Q&A. If you're able to stay back for the Q&A, that'll be great, Beryl. If not, thank you so much for your time today. All righty, we are off to Georgian College, our second last presentation of the day. Remember, everyone, that at the end of this, we will have a quiz based on what the experts from the institution spoke to you about, and you'll have chance of winning 3 gift cards at the end. All righty, Lydia, welcome. Good afternoon.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. My
Yes,
name is
loud and
Lydia. Okay. My name is Lydia, and I'm a student engagement specialist, and I'm representing Evelyn Makaraya, who is the African representative for Georgian College. Unfortunately, Evelyn is absent today, so I am standing in. So let's go straight to talking about Georgian College. Georgian College is more than just an institution. It's a place where your new life in Canada begins. Georgian College is in the beautiful part of Canada called the Central Ontario. We have about 7 campuses. Our main campus is in Barrie, and Barrie is a cool city right on the huge lake and only an hour drive from Toronto. It's a perfect mix of a small town with the fun of a big city nearby. Our other campuses are in fun places like Aurelia, Owen Sound, South Georgian Bay, Muskoka, Midland, and Orangeville. Each campus has its own special feel, and they are all close to nature. So you can go skiing in the winter or swimming in the summer. It's a great place to study and have fun at the same time. As you can see, Georgian is a large and diverse community with over 13,000 full-time students, including more than 6,300 international students from over 86 countries. We offer a wide range of academic pathway programs, about 130 plus full-time career-focused programs, and over 780 pathways to further education, which means that you have countless options to shape your future. And next slide. Here's our secret to getting you a job right after you graduate, the co-op program. The co-op is like an internship where you work in a real company and use what you learn in class. And Georgian College is proud to be a leader in co-op education in Ontario. Our co-op programs are designed to give you real-world work experience, and our commitment to this approach is a key reason for our success. We work with over 6,200 companies to find you amazing work placements, and this is very huge for international students because you get the real Canadian work experience. This experience helps you to get like a better job and build connections in your new country. And these systems really work. The reason I'm saying this is 90.3% of our graduates found a job within the first 6 months of graduating. That's a very super high number, and it shows that Georgian College doesn't just give you like a diploma or a certificate, it gives you a job. Okay, so let's move to how to apply. Let's say you're ready to apply. The process is super simple. All international applications for Georgian College are done online through the IAS, which is the international application system. And here's what you need to do. You get your documents ready. Before you even start the online application, you need to have your documents ready to upload. And that's the very important step. You will need your passport, that's like your passport, your academic transcripts, like your high school certificates, your bachelor's degree certificate and transcript, and proof of graduation, which is like your university degree certificate. Some programs might ask for more things like your resume or like a statement of purpose. So always check on the specific programs page on our website. Now you need to create an account. You need to pay a non-refundable application fee of about 100 Canadian dollars. And after you submit, you get an email to access your online applicant portal. Here you track your application status. If you get an offer of admission, you can get to accept it right away on the portal. Then you need to pay your deposit. And once that is done, you get an official letter of acceptance and also your provincial attestation letter that you can use for your study permit application. I always recommend that you apply early because most competitive programs fill up very fast. Now, we know that going to school in another country costs a lot, and we want to help with that. And that's why Georgian College has scholarship options for international students. Our special international entrance scholarships can give you up to 3,000 Canadian dollars. And it's our way of just saying, welcome to the family. Now, at Georgian, your success and well-being are top priorities. The Segal International Center is your home away from home. I call it that. It's because our team is dedicated to supporting you every step of the way from your first day to graduation. We help with everything from picking you up from the airport to helping you find a place to live. We also, before arriving in Canada, we offer pre-departure and arrival pre-departure briefings. We have academic and career advising and everything. So when you're not in class, there's always something to do. Our Students Association has clubs and fun events. They organize trips to famous places like Niagara Falls, Canada's Wonderland, and you get to see beautiful places and have fun with your new friends. At Georgian College, you're not just a student, you're part of a big friendly family. You get to enjoy all the 4 seasons in Canada, from beautiful snowy winters to sunny summers. We're here to make your time in Canada the best it can be. So I'm encouraging you today to come join our community. You get a great education, you get real work experience, and a ton of fun memories. We can't wait to start this adventure with you, and I'll be available for questions at the end of this webinar. Thank you so much.
for that great overview of Georgian College. Thank you. Um, Kennedy, just checking in. Is the network better for you now?
Hi, Saurabh. Much improved. If you can hear me, I'd love to share a little bit
Yeah,
about Cambrian College. Okay, great.
absolutely.
Sorry
All
to take you
righty.
back, but thanks.
Not
Yeah.
at all,
So
Kennedy.
hi,
Go for it.
thank you. Hi, everyone. Kennedy is my name. I represent Cambrian College in Africa. And I'd simply put it that Cambrian College is focused on student success out in Cambrian. And we like describing this through two of our students in our next slides that I will show. One of them is called Feeze Anyafulu. Feeze joined Cambrian College in September 2023, and he currently works at the Research and Development Center, developing business concepts for corporates. And the interesting thing about Feze's story is that he just this year, in June 2025, he got nominated for permanent residency. And he's really excited because he's looking forward to becoming a permanent resident in Canada and hopefully or eventually become a citizen in due time. The other great story is about Samuel Emeribe. Samuel Emeribe was a member of the board of directors for the Student Council, and he joined Cambrian College in July 2022. Earlier in summer of this year, he began a wonderful business in downtown Sudbury. And these two students, at the look of things, they're really going to be the next big thing in Northern Ontario, and they quite excite us for what they're up to. So it's our joy just to invite you as international students to consider choosing the city of Sudbury in Ontario, Canada for your study destination. And there are several programs through which you can join Cambrian College. In my next slide, we have a couple of programs in business and IT, very popular ones. We also have a number of programs in health sciences. And also, you can get to join us for a couple of graduate certificates. This includes cybersecurity, our very popular addictions and mental health, and quite a number of programs that you can get to join Cambrian College for. In terms of location, in my next slide, we are located in Northern Ontario in the city of Sudbury. Now, it's important for you to have an idea of which city you're coming to in Canada because different cities have different opportunities and different regulations, essentially. So Sudbury is one of the cities that has an immigration pathway for international students through what we call the Rural Communities Immigration Program. And this can help you after your studies and after you've served your post-graduation work permit, it can support you to become a permanent resident in Canada. And other wonderful things about the city of Sudbury, in my next slide, is it's one of the largest, it's actually the largest city in Northern Ontario. And it has a number of major industries that we are happy to expose our students to, as a way of shaping out their careers. And Sudbury as a city also has quite an averagely high wage rate compared to many parts in Canada. And that's one of the things that makes it attractive for international students. And last but not least, it gives you an opportunity, as I earlier said, to become a permanent resident. So I'm happy to share more when we get to engage in one-on-one, just to tell you about the opportunities that are availed in particularly Sudbury and probably the larger Ontario province in Canada. Back to you, Saurabh.
Thank you so much, Kennedy. Thank you so much for that quick overview. And now it's time for questions and answers. Now, I think this overview was important. Questions and answers are even more important. I'll tell you, there are more than 350 students live on this webinar right now. We are 1 hour into the webinar. More than 350 students are here with us. And that tells you how excited students are to hear from the institutions, to get some of their questions answered from the institutions as well. I'm really excited. I've been looking at the questions. There are some really, really important questions, interesting questions. Um, Now, I I will tell everyone we have more than 100 questions. I will point a lot of questions out to the institutions. I will try combining questions as well, but still not every question might be answered. So what we're going to do is we will also, as I said, have an opportunity for a one-on-one counseling. Our team will keep sharing the link in the chat for the one-on-one counseling. You should book a one-on-one counseling absolutely if you want to explore what is your right choice in Canada, what is the right path for you in Canada. And our team will also be very happy to tell you if the programs that we have are not the right fit for you. Because as I said at the start, we don't want students, we want students who come to Canada and are successful in our great country. So we will be very honest with you. We will tell you point blank if there is a feasible path for you academically and financially. If not, we will also be open and upfront with you about that. So I would strongly encourage all of you to book a one-on-one counseling with our admission advisors, and they will be able to guide you. There is a very, very important visa guidance and tuition payment guidance section coming up a little later. But first, we will have uh, questions and answers. One of the biggest questions, of course, is so what I'll request is all the panelists who are available, you can just share your video so that I know who's live, and I will post questions to you one on one. Saurav, you came on first. So one of the questions, and you mentioned it, and this is not a question from the students, this is more a question from me. You mentioned it very briefly while you were presenting. You spoke about program advisory committees, PACs. And a lot of our panelists were talking about how college programs are so in tune with the industry. They're giving you the skills for the industry. Can you expand on that point, program advisory committees, a little bit, PACs, as we call them?
Yeah, no, definitely. I can talk more about the advisory committee. Yeah, they're definitely critical. And I think a lot of the colleges who are here, I think it's pretty common across Canada. So we build those partnerships, and they are big stakeholders in the curriculum development. And those packs are formed at the program creation stage. So they're not, so packs are something like that we don't really do at later on when we have created the program, but they are formed initially when we are looking at the program. So the way the colleges build their programs in Canada is like we come up with the concept, okay, this is the program, and we do extensive consultation with the program advisory committee. They're all, you can call them also industry advisory committee as well. Some people call it PAC, some people call it IACs. And we basically try to gauge that, okay, what is the demand of this program? And bring in the industry experts. So they are big companies and they give us the input. And then based on the input that we get from ISC, we build our curriculum, which I mentioned before, which is called competency-based education, in which we say, this is what industry wants. So industry, for example, if say we want a plumber and we need these skills in plumber, or we need a AI program and we need this skills. And this is not a one-time thing. So we continuously consult with PACs, and we consult with them to also alter our curriculum as the need of the industry changes over the time. And also a lot of time, as I mentioned, all our programs, 100% of them have practicum. So our PAC members also give practicum opportunities to those students who are studying in the program. So PACs are a great stakeholder. So they help us remain relevant in our curriculum. They always give opportunity for our students for practicum. And even a lot of our packs, we have that, we call it a pack promise. So a lot of our pack promise that they will even hire Northwest graduates once they graduate, because we're building a program which they're telling us to build. So of course, I think they have to hire those students also later on. So they are a big stakeholder in the program development and the student success.
Thank you, Saurabh. That's such an important part. And as you said, all colleges have this integrated one way or the other. And that's such an important part. I always tell students that what you're studying today, the 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 machines or the tools that you're practicing on are not from a long time ago. They're absolutely current. The industry partners that are there, they're invested in the college's success because they are going to employ those students who actually graduate from the colleges. So the industry partnerships that a lot of our partners also spoke about, that's the reason they're so strong. Kennedy, over to you. I know you want to add something as well.
Sure, thank you. Thank you, Saurabh. But you've mentioned what I really wanted to say. I noticed Canada is so different. A lot of us come from probably societies where for you to succeed in your career, you have to get a linkage probably from one of your favorite uncles or a friend to your folks. But I noticed in Canada is absolutely different. And that's one of the things I would love for international students from Africa to understand. For you to make it in Canada, it is really your faculty that helps you to connect to opportunities and to connect to successful and meaningful opportunities in Canada. And that's one of the things that I found quite striking different. And secondly, also what Surab has said, unfortunately, most of us may be coming from backgrounds where schools are established for the sake of academic progression. You just come to school, you study, and you're going, wherever you go find yourself a job, it's really up to you. But again, in Canada, I find it absolutely different. The society in Canada heavily relies on academic institutions to give them the workforce. So they keep relating very closely with especially colleges. They keep relating very closely with colleges. They inform colleges and a number of institutions of their needs, and colleges respond to these needs. This to me was quite baffling. And to be honest, I learned this earlier this year, and I found it an absolute amazing system, which may be very different from most of our backgrounds that we are coming from. So in Canada, the workplace, the corporates, they highly depend on institutions. And so what Surab is saying, that the institutions are responding to the needs of the corporate, it's absolutely what it is.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Kennedy. There are some very specific questions as well from students. But what I like to do is talk about like a few generic things. Like one of the things that I like asking institutions is, what are some of the things that you wish every student did before coming to Canada, right? Because the theme is student success. We want students to come to Canada, but we want them, more importantly, we want them to be successful in Canada. What are some of the things, and I'll go to all the panelists here because I see there are four. If there was one thing you can talk about, what is it that you wish students did more of, better of, or just did? I don't know. Aminat, if I can start with you. I know you're still at an event, but you're still hanging on doing this. I so appreciate it. Aminat, are you able to hear me? No. Okay. All right. Lydia, I'll go to you. What is one of the things that you wish students did more of or prepared better for before coming to Canada?
So thank you, Sarah. One of the things that I think students should prepare more when they are coming to Canada is financially. Most people just feel like they just have to pay their deposits and just get into Canada. They somehow don't prepare to have money when they enter into Canada, and at the end of the day, they become stranded. So I expect that people understand what the whole process is like and financially prepare towards that process.
That's a really good point because a lot of students only look at, and a lot of the questions that I have, and I'm going to answer those as well, are about can I have payment plans, things like that. But then what we end up doing is we only look at the first payment, and we don't really plan for the second semester payment. There'll be a third semester. There might be a fourth semester, right? We have to plan for the whole thing. because when you're in Canada, you want to be successful. The only way you'll be successful is if you can focus on your education. Doing part-time work, all that is great, acceptable, and I know a good way to earn a little bit of money, but it's all secondary as compared to the skills and education that you're gaining in your institution, right? So, Leda, that's a great point. Saurabh, can I come to you?
Yeah, so I think I'll add that I think I've seen a lot of times students when they're coming, I think they don't understand probably, I think first thing is basically I would recommend students, and we always recommend student, is to connect with the college early on. I think it's sometimes really hard that students don't connect with us until they are in the college. So we always recommend students to connect early, and there are a lot of things that students are struggling with. They sometimes keep it to themselves, and they sometimes
Mhm.
expect the college will reach out. We do reach out, we send comms and all that, but we are very traditional. We usually use emails, and a lot of the colleges here maybe are using WhatsApp and other means. But again, a lot of the traditional colleges use emails as comms. So I would recommend that students should reach out to college, be proactive, try to connect with the international office, try to connect with other students, so they know where they're coming. Because as every city, every community in Canada is unique. There are some similarities, but they're also very unique. And then I would say on the financial aspect, I think, as Lydia mentioned, financial literacy is also very important. I think a lot of times students who are coming from different countries, they're too dependent on their parents to do the financial planning and the budgeting. And we see a lot of students sometimes struggle. Again, it depends. If you're coming as a mature learner, then that's a different thing. But when a lot of students come after high school or even after bachelor's degree, they are very much dependent on their parents on those kind of aspects. So that's a big change for them to have that financial literacy, budgeting, and day-to-day life. So I think that is something that probably student should have in mind, that I have to be now independent, and that transition of change, becoming an independent, is a big transition.
Yeah, wow. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. Saurabh. Sali, can I come to you? One of the things you always want students to be prepared for before coming to Canada?
Yeah, I think everything both the last two speakers have said is like the major thing, being financially prepared, um, applying ahead of time, doing your research. Yeah, so even when you ask questions and all that, still do your own personal research to make sure it's the right fit for you. We'll tell you the things we think would be beneficial to you, but at the end of the day, you still also need to do your research to make sure it's the right fit for it's the right program for you, it's the right fit for you, it's the right institution for you. Yes, and then again, financial planning ahead of time. um, don't rush the process. We might tell you that, oh, visa applications will take so and so time, but you have to be really, really prepared. Give yourself ample time so that you don't have, in cases where the application or the visa application doesn't go the way you planned or envisaged it will go, you still have some time to readjust or do the necessary things you need to reapply. So preparing ahead of time financially and time wise, and then doing your own research aside the information that is being provided to you. Yeah, so I think those are the points I would say students should focus
Absolutely.
on.
Thank you, Sali. No, that's a really important point. Kennedy?
Thank you, Saurabh. Pretty much, my colleagues have said
Yeah.
pretty much, what's there. Maybe the only aspect I would add is trust the resources that your institutions are giving you. Again, I think, we may not probably be very privy to trusting like our institutions, but again, I would really say Canada is different. In Canada, systems work, you know. So you need to trust whatever information you're getting from credible sources. We've seen cases where students are torn in between probably their friends and relatives who are probably in Canada, and also now the institution and its trusted resources for the process. So you're sometimes given conflicting information. But I think for your absolute success, it's best that you trust, the resources that are well trained to support you as a student when you're coming over to Canada. So trust the process, trust the resources that you're being given by institutions. Yeah.
That's such an important thing, Kennedy, because we just did Africa Student Voice research, and I'm going through the findings right now. One of the biggest things that they say is there are two places that students trust the most. One is the Canadian immigration authorities, and second is the institution resources. And your point on those are the I should not say the only two resources you should trust, but mostly yes, right? Those are the biggest resources that you should trust while making decisions, while going through your research, your journey. But absolutely, that's really. I always used to say if this question was come to like posed to me, I always say the number one thing I'd like them to do is visit the institution website. Like just go and research on the institution website, right? Because that can have connections, that'll tell you financials, that'll it's just such an important part of the whole process, right? Aminat, can you hear me now? Because I earlier I think there was some trouble. I think you're on mute, Aminat. If I don't know if you're able to hear me at all.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm muted. I was on
Yeah,
mute. Can you
fantastic.
hear me now?
Aminat, yes, I can. Is there anything you wanted to add to that at all?
I would say my other colleagues have already mentioned. I
Yeah.
think planning is a very important aspect of coming because it's a new place, yes. And some people they just will just want to do it here because I see people traveling. I always say it, yes, it's an exciting opportunity for you, but also it can be challenging. So I always tell students to prepare mentally because yes, it's going to be an old new experience, cultural shock, especially coming from Africa. Another thing I always mention to students is take the opportunity of co-op. So most colleges, I think most institutions has co-op option embedded in their programs. But we do have students that say, even though it's paid, they'll tell you they don't want it. So I always want to tell students like, yes, if you have co-op in your program, please take it because it helps you prepare for the job market.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Aminat. There are many other questions. We'll get into the specific questions now. But one of the questions that I saw, which made me pause a little bit, was about post-graduation work permit. And I just wanted to clarify that of course the rules for postgraduate work permit have changed. All students, as a preparation for this event, got an email which had a PDF of the postgraduate work permit eligible programs. Now, this list is valid today. It will not be valid 4 months later because every few months this list changes. But it is absolutely valid now and valid for the January intake. So please look at that list. All the institutions here, the programs that they were talking about, most of them are postgraduate work permit eligible. I just wanted to clarify that. But the specifics, of course, are on the website of the institutions, and the PDF that we created based on that would have some of those details as well. Now, one of the questions that I had many times was about the English language requirement. So, and I know a couple of you mentioned that in your presentation. Would someone like to just re-clarify or just reiterate? And also, the English requirements are different from institution to institution. But if someone wants to start off and then like we can add on to that, as well as someone wants to just summarize generally speaking, what the English language requirements are, especially for West African students.
I think for West Africa, for my college, and I think for most colleges, because it's an English-speaking country, we do not need to provide English proficiency test results. Some institutions will take proficiency letters from maybe institutions they have finished. However, for Douglas College, we take just the high school result, as long as the student has a minimum of a C in English. This is just to show that they can speak English. And for people that already have a post-secondary education, as far as they can show minimum of a C, it may be their bachelor's result, because we know some students or some institutions will do use of English at one point in the university. So it can be 100 level, so first year or second year, So as far as they can show a minimum of C, they don't need to provide any English proficiency test result. If they don't meet any of those requirements, then they are required to submit maybe IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, which other one? I think PT for some institution.
Okay. Saurabh, do you
I'll go
want to add
next.
to that? Yeah, yeah.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
thank you. So for Centennial College, similar to what my colleague Aminat mentioned, for our postgraduates, for our postgraduate programs, we do not require you to provide, I mean, for West Africa and now speak, and when I'm talking about West Africa, I'm talking majorly about Nigeria, Ghana, and the major English-speaking part of West Africa. We do not require you to provide any form of English proficiency for your postgraduate programs. All you need to provide is your bachelor's degree certificate. And as she mentioned, at some point in your university days, I'm sure you took English, so that covers it. You do not need to provide English proficiency letter. You don't need to provide a test score. Now, for the undergraduate level, which is more of diploma, we also do not require you to provide English proficiency. However, our minimum requirement for English program is C5 for most of our programs. Now, the requirement becomes higher for some programs like practical nursing, where we require B+. For practical nursing, we need you to be able to provide IELTS test score, Duolingo, if you do not meet the required, English test score. However, for every other ELF program, we can enroll you for our English, internal English assessments, and it's free of charge. You don't need to pay extra. You just need to, if we find that you do not meet the required grade, then we propose the English test for you, free of charge. You can take the test at your convenience and then meet a certain grade, and then you are enrolled. However, for students from the non-English speaking region, like Cameroon, I know Cameroon has like the English and the non-English. For the English speaking parts of Cameroon, we require you to provide an English proficiency letter from your institution if you're going for a graduate program. But for the diploma programs, we require you to provide your either IELTS, any English proficiency test score. We have a list of approved, actually, IELTS, Duolingo, and you need to meet a specific score for you to get enrolled. Thank you.
Fantastic. Anyone who would like to add to that? Sir.
Yeah, I think I'll just add, I think for us, I think it's very similar like other mentioned. So we have divided, I would say, student groups in two. One is the English exempt countries. So a lot of the Western African countries are English exempt countries. For us, we are not looking for specific marks in English language from a point of English language proficiency. That's mainly for the academic requirements. So yes, as long as the student has passed and they studied 3 years in an English-speaking country, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. And same thing if they have applying for our post-diploma programs, we go by how many years you have studied in that particular country. So it's mostly 3 years. And if anybody has studied in Canada, we usually go by 2 years. So if you study 2 years in Canada, you're eligible. If you studied overseas in an English-speaking country for 3 years, and then you are eligible for that. There are certain countries, I'm not sure if you have student from Rwanda here, but again, those kind of countries, we usually ask like, okay, if they can provide us a medium instruction letter. And same thing we ask for Cameroon students because we know it's a bilingual country. So we usually ask them to give us a medium instruction letter if they're coming from a Francophone part of the Cameroon, because we've seen students who are coming from that region are also have studied in English medium. So it depends on like which part of the world you're coming from.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much. One of the questions I'm seeing a lot is how do I apply? And I will say, of course, you can apply every institution's website. There is an application process mentioned. You can apply there. What I would recommend is hold on. I would recommend students have a one-on-one conversation with someone before applying uh, for multiple reasons. One, you need to understand applying is not like there's no fun in just applying. You want to be accepted into the program, right? So understanding that you meet the right requirements for that program, super important. That one-on-one counseling will help you do that. Second, there might be opportunities for application fee waivers. Application fees are pretty small, of course, but there might be opportunities for application fee waivers as well. You'll get to know we don't give out any waiver codes, anything like that at all, because first we want to ensure you're a good fit for that institution before looking at if there are opportunities by the institution to have an application fee waiver for it all. So one-on-one counselings. But of course, if you want to apply, every institution's website will have a way you'd be able to apply. We'll be happy to support you through that process as well. However, I will say that the form that we have in the chat, fill that up to get a one-on-one counseling. If you apply today or 5 days later, that's not going to be the end of the world. But make sure that you have everything that you need to apply and for your application to be successful. Okay. So the next question I have from students, a lot of questions that we have from students is about scholarships. I'll issue a clarification, then I'll come to everyone for the process of scholarship, because that is another big question. First thing that I wanted to clarify is fully funded scholarships or sponsorships. Public institutions don't have fully funded scholarships or sponsorships for students. Institutions are the institutions that are here today, you would see, as compared to many other institutions, the fees are more affordable. They're still high, of course, for anyone paying in a different currency, but that is the cost of education, generally speaking. You would have seen the averages. Averages are about the same. So I wanted to clarify, the fully funded scholarships and sponsorships are not something that partner institutions are able to offer. However, as I think it was Lydia who was saying, this is a way, these scholarships are a way for us to welcome you to our community, right? There are scholarships, there are different kinds of scholarships as well. Some of them are automatic scholarships, some of them are merit-based scholarships. I know everyone covered scholarships briefly in their presentation, but we'll go around the table and do like a quick overview of the scholarships that you have. And are they automatic, or does student apply to these? And at what stage do they apply? To put this in perspective, if the scholarship's $3,000 and the fee is $20,000, right? It's still only about 10%. So scholarship is really not a way for you to fund your education. It can only be good for a small portion, which is also great, but very important for students to keep that in mind. Amina, can we start with you? Just to overview of the scholarships that you have and the process of application of the scholarships, or are these automatically applied to the students? If you can
Okay.
give us a, please.
All right, thank you. So for our scholarship, we have two options. We have the merit-based scholarship, which ranges between 500 Canadian dollars to 2,000 Canadian dollars. And we have the African Regional Scholarship, where students would have to apply. This is about 2,500 Canadian dollars of the fees. The good thing is you can combine both scholarships. So you can combine 2,000 and 2,005, which makes 4,500 of the fees. The criteria for the merit-based scholarship would be, since merit-based based on your results. So it has to be you have A's and B's for people that are doing our undergraduate programs. And for postgraduates, maybe the students would have a first class or second class upper division. So that would be a 75%, 80% and above would take that. For the regional one, students would have to apply. It changes every year. So once they've gotten the offer letter from us, they would have to go to the website and apply for this one. And then they will get an email if they are eligible. For the merit based is automatic. Once they submit the application, they automatically get the discount off. So the higher the grade, the better the scholarship. So if the result maybe it's a combination, high school students, maybe O level, is a combination of A, B, and maybe two C's, they might get 500 or 1,000. But if they have very good results like A, B's, and maybe one C, they would definitely get 2,000 Canadian dollars off the fees. So that's it. You're muted.
Thank you, Aminat. I'm sorry about that. I pointed out to everyone. God. Thank you, Aminat, for that overview. Ola, can I come to you for an overview from you?
Yes, sure. We have quite a number of scholarships. However, our scholarships are usually intake based, right? Currently, we have the entrance scholarship, of up to 5,000 Canadian dollars. And this scholarship is based on the duration of the student study. So if you're going for a 1-year program, you're going to get 2,000. If you're going for a 2-year program, you're getting 3,000, and like that. You do not need to do anything as an international student to qualify. As long as you're applying for the winter 26 intake, you are eligible for something based on the duration of your program. Now, we have some other scholarship, we have the mobility scholarship. However, that's also intake restrictive, which is majorly for our fall intake. I mean, fall is still a long way to go, right? And that's 4,000 Canadian dollars mobility scholarship. Unlike my colleague, we do not combine scholarship. If you're going for the mobility, you have to choose the higher one that you're more comfortable with. We also have some scholarships that are more faculty based, right? Each of the the schools and the colleges can decide to give but for those ones, you would have to apply and you would have to be nominated for those scholarship and award. Thank you.
I read that again. Saurabh?
Yeah, so for Northwest College, so I would say we club the scholarship into two different buckets. One is the entrance scholarship, the other is the scholarship which is for ongoing students. So for entrance scholarship, they're all merit based. So students have to show the interest, so they have to fill a form. And then we look at their marks from their previous education from their home country. And then based on that, we give them a scholarship. It could be 1,000, could be $2,000. And then students every term has to apply for another scholarship, which is for ongoing students. So that also varies between $1,000 to $2,000. And some are academic based, other are what we call the leadership one, in which students who are doing volunteer and they're part of our volunteer programs and mentorship programs and those, and the community development work that they're doing. So they're awarded based on that. We also have some other sessions that we do. We call it Jumpstart session at the start of every program. If a student attends this session, they can also apply for that award. It's called award. So we club it in scholarship, awards, and then, of course, it depends on we are recognizing their involvement in the community. We are recognizing for their great academic excellence, and we are also rewarding them for attending the sessions that we're attending that leads to student success. So again, they are all between 1,000, 2,000. Yeah, students can win multiple scholarship. It all depends on their performance. If they're really highly engaged students, they can definitely do that. But they're not automatic scholarships. So students have to earn those scholarship either through academic excellence, through community involvement, or attending different sessions.
Kennedy?
Thank you, Sorab. For Cambrian College, we have a number of scholarship programs, but allow me just mention 5. One is our entry scholarship for 2,500. This is automatic, but for students who are enrolling to our new Toronto campus, we have a new campus that we're establishing in Toronto. And so all students who are applying to that campus get an automatic 2,500 entry scholarship. But other than that, we have a 1,800 Canadian dollars housing bursary. So for the first semester, you will not pay like the entire 3,600 Canadian dollars for the housing. You get like 50% discount. So you end up paying 1,800 for the entire first semester, which is regarded as a housing bursary. We also have textbook bursary for 500 Canadian dollars. This as well is automatic. You don't need to apply for it. So for those who are coming in for their first semester, they get 500 coupons for their textbooks to start their programs with us. And then second last, we also have academic awards that range between 500 to 1,200 Canadian dollars. And then ultimately, we have over 2 million worth of scholarships that are merit-based for ongoing students. So as a first semester student, you may not be eligible for these, but from your second semester onwards, you are eligible to apply for the several scholarships that total to about 2 million, which are merit-based. So you really have to be well performing for you to access these scholarships. Back to you, Saurabh.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kennedy. So I think what we're going to do is there are so many questions. We've answered many, but I still feel like we're scratching the surface only. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the short quiz with students first because 350 students are still online, and I promised everyone quiz and gift cards. So let's do that. What we'll do is here is what I'd like to do is do the quiz, then do the visa guidance session, uh, and we might take a couple of questions after that as well. However, let's get through what we promised the students first. And to do that, we have to first do the quiz. So all of you have been very patient. You've asked tremendous questions. You see this QR code. Uh, you can try scanning the QR code, or you can go to, I'm putting it in chat, go to this website and enter this code that I'm mentioning. Okay, so you can scan the QR code or go to this website that I'm mentioning uh, in the chat, and we can then go there. Okay, yeah, I see many students are already here. So I'll leave the QR code on for a, a minute more. Please go through that or look in the chat and go to this menti.com and then enter this code that I'm showing. We'll do this quick quiz. It has questions from all the institutions that you attended today. We'll do a quick quiz. We'll have the visa guidance session, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how we're doing for time. Alrighty. Okay, what I'll do is I'll stop sharing. I'll stop sharing this. I'll share the. Okay, I'll try that again. Okay. Lydia, can I get a thumbs up that you're able to see this? Um, okay, if people you're able to see this quiz time with the QR code, can you just give me thumbs up? Oh, lovely. Lots of thumbs up. But I still see only like 34 students are here on this. Oh, there need to be more students. We have 350 students in this webinar. More students need to join this. So I'll wait here for like 30 seconds more. I want more students to join and have an opportunity of winning gift cards. So just very importantly, when we start this quiz, before the first question, you will have an opportunity to enter your name. Enter the correct name. That is the only way we'll be able to recognize you. So please enter your name that you've used for the registration for this session as the only way we'll be able to recognize you. All right. This is your last chance. If you want to scan the QR code or go to www.menti.com and enter the code. There are 56 students who are here already. So definitely this is working. That's no problem. But let's see if more students want to join us. Okay, there should be hundreds of students here. Yeah, it's getting up there. Lovely. All right, I'll give it 30 more seconds before I jump into the quiz. All right, so in quiz, you will have questions, one question from each of the institution. You need to answer. The quicker you answer, the more points you get. And then we'll see the leaderboard as well. Top 3 students get gift cards. Lydia will get that information from students, and we'll make sure students get their gift cards as well. All right, we will get started. Remember, enter the correct name when you get that option. All right, even if you don't get that option, the system will pick like a random name for you. Uh, if you're one of the top 3, if you're one of the winners, take a screenshot of that whatever you're doing on your phone or your desktop. Take a screenshot of that. That's how we'll know that you are one of the winners. Okay, let's start. All right. See, right now is when it'll give you probably an option of entering your name. So do that. Yeah. So I'll give you a little bit of time on this screen so that more people can answer, can put their answers. Okay. All righty. All right. Now we'll start with our quiz. All right. First question. How many full-time students does Georgian College have? Look at your devices for options. 5,000, 20,000, 13,000. Let's see. Let's see if you were listening carefully to Lydia. All righty. All right, 13,000 is the right answer. 19 of you answered correctly. Okay, question two. Question two. I hope everyone is ready. Which of cities does not have a Fleming College campus? Which of these cities? Ottawa, Peterborough, or Lindsay? Which of these does not have a Fleming College campus? All righty. 25 of you answered correctly. Ottawa does not have a Fleming College campus. Peterborough is the campus that Beryl spoke about. And then Lindsay, they have another campus as well. Awesome. Let's move on to the next question. Is Sudbury, the city where Cambridge College is based, the biggest city in Northern Ontario? Yes or no? All right. About to finish. Okay, yes, most of you answered correctly. It is the largest city in Northern Ontario. Question four. After this question, we'll be able to see who's leading. Okay. All right. How many industry partnerships does Centennial College boast of? 500, 1,500, 5,000. This was in Ola's presentation. All righty. Let's look at the right answer. Okay, the right answer is 1,526 if you answered correctly. 1,500 plus partnerships. All righty, you'll see the leaderboard. Okay, the leaderboard. Whoa, Nana Yasasu, Nana Akwasi, Henry K. Those are the top three right now. There are three more questions to go. All right. Okay. At Confederation College, at what price does on-campus accommodation start? This is the per month price. $375, $500, or $800? Okay, yes, the answer is $375 for a month for first limited period, I believe. That's the right way. Question six, second last question. Let's see. How many international students are enrolled in Northwest College? I remember Saurabh mentioned this, and this was in the presentation as well. How many international students are in Northwest College? Okay. Alrighty, the correct answer is 3,000, and most of you answered that correct. Fantastic. Last question, everyone. Which city is Douglas College based in? Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal? Which city is Douglas College based in? All righty, the correct answer is Vancouver. Most of you got that right. Fantastic. Let's see who are the winners. Okay, we'll see final winners soon. All right. Nana, Abdul, and Dada, I believe, are the three winners. Take a screenshot of your phone or screen, and I'll tell you where to send that in. In the chat, Lydia, can you have put your email address? So the one of the top threes, can you please send this to that email address? In the chat, we will mention the email address. We'll put the email address soon. And please just email, so lydia@studentdirectedu.com. Just email this and we will be happy to work with you to get you a gift card. But thank you so much, everyone. Everyone participated in this. This is just a fun way to make sure everyone was paying attention to everything that was being shared. Alrighty. We are here. Lovely. Okay. Give me a sec. Yeah. With that, Lydia, can we have you to talk about the visa guidance and tuition fee support, please?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, Lydia, over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm back again. My name is Lydia Acho, and I'm here to talk to you about something that is really super exciting. I know that this particular stage, which is like the visa stage, is one of the, challenging case or stage in your application process, but don't worry, we have to make this thing very easy, and we'll go through everything you need to know, from finding free money in terms of partial scholarships to getting your visas to Canada. First thing first, how can you get some money off your tuition fee? I've explained before, most of the institutions present here they offer scholarships, entrance scholarships for international students. We're talking anywhere from around 1,000 to 4,000 for new students. That's a huge help for your first year of tuition. Most times it's usually applied towards your second semester fee. It means that as soon as you get your visa approved, and then you've already paid like your first semester fee, the scholarship will be applied to your second semester fee. So whatever the amount is, it will be less the scholarship. And my number one tip for you is to apply early. Some scholarships are limited and the best ones go super fast. So as soon as you find a school you love, you go straight to their websites and look at the scholarships or the financial aid section, get the application in quick. Now, there are different types of scholarships. I mentioned that earlier. The entrance scholarships, you get this automatically without even having to apply separately. And also there's like the merit-based scholarships. These are for those with superpowers, like if you're a great leader, you're doing well in your studies, or you have like a special talents in maybe sports or arts. You probably have to write an essay for this. So get ready to show off. There's a part on Georgian's website that says, don't be shy. So don't be shy when you have some of these super talents. And finally, for some schools, there are region-specific scholarships just for students from certain parts of the world. There are African-specific scholarships. Some are for African students. And also, you definitely want to check for some of these scholarships. Now let's move to tuition payments. So, okay, you found a school, and maybe even a scholarship, how do you pay for the tuition fee? Generally, tuition in Canada for international students is about 16,000. It's from 16,000 to about 22,000 per year. The exact amount depends on the program that you choose. So when it's time to pay, you see a few things. First is like a non-refundable tuition deposit to secure your spot, and this is somewhere between 1,000 and 3,000. And then some schools ask you to pay at least one full semester upfront. Some institutions also give you flexible payment options, but you might be able to pay for the full year all at once. One super important tip is also to use the official payment platforms recommended by the school. You often see names like Flywire and Convera. These are trusted, secured services. Never send money through unofficial links or to a person's private account. Only use the ones provided by the college itself. All right, now for the most important part, which is your student permit, or your study permit rather, think of these as your special passports for living and learning in Canada. The visa officer wants to see that you're a serious student with a clear plan. And here's a checklist of key documents. Your letter of acceptance. This is a letter you get from the school that officially says, we want you, we've accepted you. It's like an official invitation to Canada. There's also the provincial attestation letter that comes from the province that you are applying to also say, yes, we want you in our province. We've accepted you, we know you, something like that. And this also, another thing is the proof of funds, which is it shows that you have enough money to live and study in Canada. The Canadian government says the minimum for living expenses is now 22,895 for a 1-year program. So it means that if you're going for a 2-year program, you need to show living expenses of 22,895 times 2, coupled or plus your balance of your tuition fee, and transportation maybe around 3,000 Canadian dollars. There's also the proof of tuition payment. This is just a receipt showing that you've paid your tuition deposit. Some of these platforms where you pay your tuition fee on always have like a receipt, a Flywire receipt, which is accepted widely, or you can get the one from the institution also to use for your visa application. Now, the statement of purpose, this is like your personal story, is a letter where you tell the visa officer why you want to study in Canada, why you picked the program, what you plan to do after graduation, your financial capability. It is your chance to shine. So I need you to, when you're applying for your visa, go all out to explain everything about yourself when you're writing your statement of purpose. Other things that you would have would be your academic transcripts and a copy of your passport. Like I said earlier, there's like a link in the chat. You need to fill that if you want to have one-on-one personalized counseling with us. Some of these are just, some of the documents you need to have, and not all of them. So our counselors will be able to guide you on specific documents tailored to your own situation. Now, for proof of funds, because that's one of the biggest secrets to a successful application. And I've seen it over time that people from Africa, the major reason for refusals I always see is inability to prove their funds. Proof of funds. Finance is the major reason. We've looked at refusals reasons. We've seen data from last year, we've seen everything, and I just see the recurring refusal reason, which is finance. So sometimes it doesn't mean that you actually don't have the funds. It actually means that you're not able to explain how these funds came about. So you need to be able to show that you have the money and that it has been with you for a while. So here's how to do it. You need to show a bank statement covering the last 4 to 6 months. This tells the visa officer that the money has been in your account consistently and did not just appear overnight. If you get like a large deposit recently, you need to explain it. Maybe it was from a property sale, a business income, or from a sponsor's account. Always, always, always attach documents to show where that money came from. It makes your case even more stronger. And one last tip, try to avoid big sudden deposits if you can. Try to avoid lump sums. Try to avoid just money popping up shortly before you apply for your visa. It's much better to show consistent savings over a few months. Keep the money in the account until you get a decision for your visa. And even after you get a decision from your visa, you know it's on your visa application. You know it's one step to get a visa, it's one step to get a study permit. You get a visa to travel, and you can still be sent back when you need to get your study permits, especially if they find out that you don't have some of the requirements, especially for those of you who probably would be removing the funds after getting your visa. It could be a very dangerous situation for you when you try that. So even after your visa, get that money till you land into Canada. Now, once you pay your tuition, you get a receipt. This is not just a simple receipt. I call it like a secret weapon. It's proves to the Canadian government that you are totally committed. And here's the best part. From our experience helping over 100 students this year, we've noticed a huge pattern. Students who paid up to full first semester or even the whole first year of tuition had a much, much higher chance of getting their visa approved. I'll say that again. From our experience helping over 100 students this year, we've noticed a huge pattern. And it is that students who paid up to full semester, say, for example, you're applying for a one-year program and you pay your full semester and not the deposits, or even the whole full year of tuition, had a much, much higher chance of getting their visa approved. It's like you telling the visa officer, hey, I'm serious about this. I've already invested in my future, something like that. In fact, for programs that are longer than a year, IRCC actually suggests that you pay the full first year fees. It's a key sign of commitment and financial readiness. Now, for golden rules for visa application pro tips, here are some of my golden rules I always advise students that will help you win at your visa application game. Number one, be honest. Never ever use fake documents or inflated bank statements. The Canadian government takes this very seriously. Remember that sometimes they can go as far as writing to that bank to confirm if you actually have that kind of amount in your account as at that date you submitted, or even at the date that they are inquiring. So you need to be able to show that the funds are original and they are in your account. You could get a 5-year ban, and trust me, you don't want that, right? So rule number 2 is make your story great, which is your statement of purpose. Your statement of purpose is such a big deal. That's what tells the visa officer everything about you. There's nothing like, I mean, when I see students write like a 1-page statement of purpose, I laugh because, I mean, a 1-page document cannot tell the visa officer about you. You have not told the visa officer about your professional and educational background. You've not talked about why you want to study in that college. You've not talked about why you want to study in Canada. You've not talked about why you want to study the program that you chose. You've not also talked about your financial background. You've not talked about your post-study plans and also the summary part. So try as much as possible to write a very detailed statement of purpose. If you need assistance with statement of purpose, feel free to reach out to any of our counselors and they will point you the right way. Always apply 3 to 4 months before your program starts. Do not wait for 2 months to, say, for example, you're waiting till November to start an application for January. Apply at least 3 to 4 months before your program starts. That gives you plenty of time for processing. Yes, the average response time in West African countries are about 1 to 8 weeks. You know, in Ghana, I think right now is about 9 weeks. In Nigeria, is about 5 weeks. But it could take time, right? It could be more than that. So it gives you time to, you know, not start panicking when it's almost time for resumption, right? And to fix any little issues that might come up. Say, for example, you applied and then you get maybe you get a refusal, and it's something you can quickly just rectify. It helps you have more time to quickly rectify that issue. Thank God now the visa refusal reasons always come now with a little GCMS note alongside. It helps you see now the exact reasons or reason why your visa was refused. So it will be best for you to fix that reason quickly and then just quickly put in another application. So finally, to wrap it up, apply early, pay your tuition directly to the school. Always use real and complete documents. And remember that we are always here to guide you from your first application to your first day in Canada. We always have your back. I hope this was helpful. Now, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. Thank you for your time. I can't wait to see you in Canada.
Thank you. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you so much. There are so many questions coming in, and I know our team is also answering those questions on chat. But um, there are lots of questions that are coming in as well. What we'll do is, I know we promised a 2-hour webinar and we are at that time, but I was so happy to see all the questions coming in from the students as well. So I'll wait for a few questions if there are any questions around visa or anything like that. But as Lydia said, having helped more than 100 students in Africa just this year, with their visa applications, there is a very, very strong experience, but also uh, correct guidance coming your way from this, from the presentation Lydia did. There are simple rules that you have to follow. I also say, like I always say, you can't really you can't control if you have a visa approval or not. You can only control the documents that you put in. You can only control your preparedness for the visa, right? So you have to ensure that all the things that Lydia said, talked about, if you have all those things prepared and you're doing those things correctly, you have a much better chance of getting a visa success as well. No one can guarantee a visa, of course. If someone says, I'm guaranteeing your visa, you should run away because no one can do that. But all you can do is prepare the right way, have the right resources and documents put in as well. Okay. So I'll see. One of the important questions that we had from a lot of students was, is it allowed to work? And this is not specifically a visa question, but are you allowed to work while you study in Canada? And the answer is yes. If you're in the right program, while you study, you are allowed to work part-time up to 24 hours a week. Um, and that is allowed. Another question that I saw a lot of times was about the spouse. Am I allowed to take my spouse to Canada? And the answer is there. It's not a no, and you're allowed to take your spouse. Of course, you can apply for your spouse's visa with yourself. However, spouses are not allowed to work for most programs. So most students, what they do is they apply, uh, they're successful, and then after a little bit of time, they invite their spouse to come to Canada. So the spouse, you're allowed to take your spouse. You just also have to apply for their visa, and then it depends on their visa success. Um, but it's not a problem. Yeah, so one of the questions is, how do I apply? Am I applying through the Canada Connect, or can I apply to the schools? So all our applications mean that you're applying to schools directly. So we only work with the school directly. You're applying to the schools. You can of course go to their website and just put in an application. What we are suggesting though is you go through the one-on-one counseling, you get the right documents in line, and that's when you apply. Of course, there are no service charges because we are like directly the institutions that are talking to you. There are no service charges or any fee at all like that. We just want to make sure that you have the right documents and you have the right preparedness before you start that application process, right? As I said, we'll be very happy to tell you that, okay, you think, okay, it'll be 6 months before you're financially ready. So that means you're probably looking at a September 26 intake. So there is no point of applying right now. Maybe wait a couple of months and then apply. Or even if you're applying, don't apply to the January intake, apply to the September intake. We will help you be prepared for what intake to apply for, what works better in your plan, right? Give you a financial blueprint of what kind of money is required, what kind of academic preparedness is required. Um, and that's what the one-on-one session will help you do. A lot of students had their one-on-one questions about this is my academic profile. Is there a program? The great thing about having 7 institutions today was there are so many programs, hundreds of programs that are available for you. There are so many programs that will fit your profile, and our advisors will help you choose that. Once you fill up that form, we will invite you for a one-on-one meeting or a phone call or a WhatsApp call, and we will help you apply to that. Yeah, so one of the really important questions is that if I pay the school fee deposit first semester 1 year, and if then my visa is not accepted, what happens to my fee? And the answer is all public institutions return your fee. That in some cases there is like a small deduction, which is like it could be a couple of $100, um, which is a deduction like administrative fee deduction, but your fee comes back to you, right? Absolutely. That goes without saying. No one can keep your fee if your visa is refused. You just have to apply for a refund. There are processes to follow, all that. And again, if we're helping you with the application, we'll help you with that as well. Last question that I'll take is, can I apply to more than one school at a time? And the answer is, of course, you can. We don't encourage that at all, because I think if you've understood what the requirements are, if you know which school you want to go to, and if you understand the requirements, what are the requirements for that, you should be able to get into that. However, if you don't get accepted into a school, then you can look at multiple options. Also, there might be an application fee that you'll have to pay for multiple schools. Why do you want to do that? Decide one school, your number one preference, go for that. And if you're not accepted, then look at another school, is my advice. Okay. Now, I know many of the panelists are still here. Many of them, of course, had to leave. But I want to say that panelists, thank you so much for all the institutions who participated today. I know we went a little bit over time, but I really, really appreciate our panelists are across the world in Canada and across the world in different time zones doing events and then still being available for students during this time. We really appreciate the time that you've given us this morning in Canada and this afternoon in Africa. And uh, we appreciate that. Students, I know, appreciate that. Students, I know many questions I've not been able to answer, but we definitely will do that one-on-one in the one-on-one. We will make the recording of this webinar also available to you, absolutely. But please fill in that one-on-one counseling form so that we can help you with more details as well. Lydia, anything else that you'd like to remind students of before we sign off today?
Yes, thank you, Sarab. I would like to tell students that if you are trying to go for the 2026 intake year, I expect that you should start your application right now, especially for those who are looking to leave in January. If you haven't started your application, you're doing the wrong thing. You need to start your application. So book a counseling session or fill the form, and then the counselors will be able to reach out to you and guide you on how to proceed with your application. Please note that we do not charge any fees. All our fees are, our services are free, so we would not be charging you anything at all. For your application fee, for your tuition fee, everything will be paid directly to the institution. So do not entertain anybody who is asking you for any money, except you are paying it directly to the institution. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending this. There will be an email coming your way with more details. Of course, the link, if you've not looked at the chat, this is your chance to look at the chat as well and fill that up. And our team will be in touch with you soon to make sure you're ready for the right intake and ready for the right program, ready for Canada. Right? Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this webinar today. We will be in touch. Thank you for all the panelists for attending and giving out so much good information to our students. And I know students really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.